What's up, everybody? It's Jason from Straight Edge Knives. Hey, I got another review for you today. I know it's been a minute since I had a full long review out, but hey, life happens, right? But hey, today what we're going over is I actually got sent a prototype model of the new Condor tool and knife Scullery. Okay, it's designed by Jason Breeden. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a great knife designer. He's designed some knives, a lot of knives for Condor. He's designed some stuff for Spyderco. He's designed some stuff for Tops Knives, and there's probably a few others that I'm forgetting to mention. But really nice guy. I got a couple of interviews with him, actually, if you go back and look at some of my previous videos. And I got a video with him talking about his whole K-Knight series. And this Scullery is kind of the newest addition to that K-Knight series. And here it is, guys, the Scullery from Condor Tool and Knife. So this is meant to be more of a slightly larger camp kitchen type knife. They went with the stainless steel with this one, so it's more corrosion resistant, for doing more of that food prep type of work. And if you look at the blade, it has like a nice paring knife style shape to it, and it's also a little bit on the thinner side, if you will, but it's still a very tough knife. Like, I can't really flex the blade, so it's thick enough to where it's still got some heft to it for a little bit harder work. But so far, my initial impressions on it are it's not necessarily meant to be that hard use knife. Like, you're not really probably shouldn't be batoning wood and stuff with it. We might do a little bit of that, though, just because we got to show it, right? But it's meant more for kind of everyday use, camp, kitchen type stuff. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a full-blown dedicated kitchen knife or camp kitchen knife. It's just kind of leaning towards more of the food prep stuff, I would say. I actually have a short that I did where I was actually cutting up some meat with it, sliced up the meat real easy, cut through it nicely with this nice kind of curve. I was able to just kind of slide it right through and do a lot of real easy cuts. This is a prototype, so I don't have the actual sheath for it right now. If you go onto Condor's website and look it up, the sheath is a Kydex with a leather belt wrap, which looks really nice. I'm hoping I can get a hold of them and get a hold of the sheath for this as well. But let me give you guys a little bit of specs on this while you take a look at it. The blade length is 4.68 inches. Overall, you're looking at 9.05. You're looking at a thickness of 0.12. The weight is 7.05 ounces, so it's not a very heavy knife at all. The blade steel on this is going to be 14C2 8N stainless steel. It's got a blasted satin finish. You got a flat grind with a secondary bevel. You can see that there. You have micarta handles that are all pinned in, and you have a nice little lanyard hole down here. And basically the sheath is going to be black Kydex with a leather wrap with a belt loop on it. So sorry I don't have it for you. This was, like I said, a prototype that was sent to me from Jason. Jason Breeden, the designer, actually sent this to me, full disclosure. But I'm still going to give you my honest review on it. If you guys didn't see my other video I did with Jason at SHOT Show, he actually went over a lot of the other K-Knight series of blades, explained the design concepts and things like that. So go check that video out; it's really cool. But again, this is just another one in the line in the series, the K-Knight series. Real quick, before we jump over to the testing, I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to be doing a full review on this, the K-Knight hatchet. Okay, so we're going to be doing a full review on this bad boy coming up here pretty soon as well. Just so you guys know. Thought I'd give you a little sneak peek at that, right? Thing's very cool, very interesting. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing some chopping, and I don't know. I can't get it in the sheath right now, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, let's get on over to the testing area, and let's see what the K-Knight Scullery can do. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, we're back over here at the testing area. We're going to get right into this. Guys, it's looking at my watch here. It's like 105 degrees right now, and I'm in the shade. So I don't want to say be quick about this, but sometimes my camera overheats. So if it stops suddenly, that's what happened. We'll cool it down and we'll get back to the video. But let's get right into this, guys. First off, hey, where'd my yellow rope go? Well, I lost my yellow poly rope, but what we have here, guys, is that kind of coarse sinew style rope. Got this stuff at Hobby Lobby. It's about a quarter inch, about a quarter inch thick. Let's see, we're gonna come in here and see if we can do a nice little slice through it. There we go. Look at that. Nice clean cut. Let's go ahead and do that again. If I can, there we go. I don't know why I was getting kind of stuck there for a second. Operator error as usual. Let's check this edge. Yeah, it's still sharp. Let's see here. Take some hair off my hand there. You guys see that hair there? Probably a little bit of sweat too, man. My arms are starting to glisten. Look like I'm an oiled up bodybuilder without the body, right? Ah, I got you there. Anyway, we got some cotton rope here. This is a little bit thicker. It's probably about 3/8 inch thick, just kind of cotton rope. Fold this over. Let's see, we get a nice little slice here. Bam, right through there. Nice, easy slice. You had to come in here, be maybe a little bit controlled. Kind of slice it off real easy. Set that off to the side. Get up to our bigger rope. So this is the big old 3/8 Sisu rope. This stuff is tough to cut. It's always a pain in the butt. You know, it's harsh on a knife edge as well. But we're gonna come in here. We're gonna do a nice little cut through here. Bam, right there. You got your stuff right here. Like I said, save this stuff because you can ball it up and make a nice fire with it. So I always set that off to the side. Let's say you got to cut some paracord style rope. So this is some cheapy kind of paracord rope. Come in here. Yeah, you're just going to blast through this stuff nice and easy. Like that. Very nice clean cuts. Not a problem. So if you had to cut some rope, different things like that, you're absolutely going to be able to do that with the K-Night Scullery. The edge is still there. It's got a real slicey edge to it. Nice and thin. It's like a thinner profile edge. So again, I wouldn't say this is something that you would be out, doing some hardcore chopping with or anything like that. This is more for your kind of finer task. I feel this is my personal opinion, but I feel it's like more for the finer tasks. Like I said, the food prep type stuff and things like that. I lost my other piece of fire hose, but this is a piece of canvas from that fire hose you can see there. So we're going to go ahead and do a little stab in here. Not a problem. Look at that. Cut right through it. Dang, that stuck that deep in there. Woo! Oh, slid out on me. Bam. Cut it right in half. Cut this stuff up. Yep, absolutely. Like I said, this stuff is a pain to cut. It's abrasion resistant. It's meant to go through glass, broken car wrecks, fire, everything else. Let's get a little stab in here and do another. There we go. Bam. Cutting it right in half. So if you had to cut up some fire hose, you could do that as well. What we have right here is 3,000 PSI rated air compressor hose, right? So this stuff's like nylon reinforced. So we had to come in here and cut a piece of this off. Keep coming here. Bam, there it goes. Get a nice little cut there. Cut it off. You had to come in and cut this in half. Do a little press cut. Wham. Bam. Cuts it right in half. Not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm going to say it a lot. Not a problem. So let's fold this hose over. See if we can't do a little. There we go. Oh, it slid out on me. Bam. There you go. Cut it right in half. So, can we cut some rope? Can we cut some hose? Man, that almost sounded bad. Oh, man. Yes, you can. Still got a nice edge here. Yes, we do. So let's say you're going to come in now and you got to start doing some wood prep work, right? Let's get this piece of wood right here. Say you want to make some fire curls, some fire sticks, if you will. Got to make those nice, clean little cuts. Shave it down. Maybe you're making a tent spike or tent stake, if you will. Look at that right there. Nice. Come in here. Slash. Whoa, that broke on me. And just hog some material off. Come in here and see those wood chips flying off. Got to hurry up and make that little tent spike spear. You got a vampire cricket about to come into your tent and bite you. Kind of come in there and make a little quick spike if you need to. Just kind of hogs that material off. Let's do this right here. Let's try I like seeing people do their little fire curls like this as well. You can kind of just come in here and keep the knife in place and work the stick back and forth. Look at that. Nice. Definitely get your fire going with that, right? So, if you had to make some fire sticks, fire curls, could you do it? Absolutely. Let's get into a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of batoning with this, guys. Okay, so this is just a piece of a kind of a 2x4 that's broke off. It's not super thick. It's not a giant piece of wood. Again, this isn't something you really should be batoning with in the first place, right? So obviously you're not going to want to baton anything like giant logs and stuff like that, but we're going to do just a little bit of batoning with it, just to, you know, show that if you had to break down some smaller pieces of wood, you can do it, right? We just actually went right through that, not a problem. Let me check this. Still nice and straight. Everything looking good. Edge is looking good, so we're doing all right, you know. So come in here, do another one. Bam, break this wood down. So if you had to come in there and do that and break this wood down to, you know, get your fire going, get some thinner pieces going, get to that dry wood if you're out in a wet, humid environment, you could definitely split some smaller wood down with this. And is it going to hold up? Well, just doing those couple of pieces, it looks fine. This 14C8 stainless is holding up pretty good. The edge is still there. Again, you can come down after you start splitting it. You can come in here, really make those real fine little curls. Come in there, make those fine curls and get that fire started. Show you guys the blade. Again, it's holding up fine, looking good. One thing I really like about Condor stuff is it's finished in a not finished way, if that makes sense. Their knives all have a primitive, rustic kind of look to them, which I dig. I think it's a cool look to their blades. It really matches the style of what they're going for. A lot of their blades take inspiration from you know, ancient tribes and civilizations and cultures and stuff, and so they do a really good job of having a finished blade but still has that really cool old kind of aesthetic look to it, which I think is pretty slick. I dig it. It's, you know, you've seen some of the other Condor blade videos I've done, like on the Matatoa. It's got that cool Rapa Nui, or not Rapa Nui, Rango hieroglyphs, or not hieroglyphs, but glyphs on it. That's just really cool stuff, you know. And that just seems to be like something that Condor does really well with their knives, you know. They got that cool bead blasted look, but it still looks like a rough and tumble knife, something that would have really been used back in the day, which is cool, and I dig that a lot. On the handle here, handle feels really good. It's a nice, about a 4-inch handle. I wear XL gloves, and you can see it comes all the way down to the end there. I feel like I got a nice, good purchase on it. I've had to come in reverse grip. I can come in over the top, do some stabbing. You know, I'm not worried about my hand slipping up on the edge because I'm able to wrap my thumb comfortably over the top. Come in and do those hard stabs. If I had to do a little attitude adjustment, I could come in and do that as well. There's just enough of this pommel sticking out where it's kind of like, hey, if you had to like crack something open, you could, like maybe a crab shell or something like that, dig it out and cook it up for dinner. Let's check this out. Still looking good. Tip is still nice and sharp. So right here is a half of a 2x8, right? So we're going to come in, and again, this isn't necessarily meant for chopping. This isn't a chopping blade, but we're just going to do. Should I use the 2x8? Yeah, we're just going to do, you know, a few hits on here just to see, you know, if you choke back on it and you had to do some light chopping. You know what? That's probably not a good thing to chop with. We're going to do it with this wood dowel here. So we're going to come in here. We're going to do just a few little chops just to see what we can do with it. That was about 30 hits. As you can see there, is it the world's greatest chopper? Absolutely not, but that's not what this knife was designed to do. But I did want to just kind of show it doing some chopping and, you know, see how the blade holds up, and everything still looks straight. That edge still looks good. This end of the stick is tore up pretty bad. Again, if you wanted to come in, let's say you had to do some carving, kind of come out of that reverse grip, hog that material off. I'm not very good at this reverse grip, so I'm kind of practicing it right now. But you could easily come in there and do hog off material, or you can hog it off this way. Again, to make that tent spike, that tent spear, whatever you needed to make it, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean? Might be making a frogging spear, you know, you're out in the Everglades or something, you got to make a gigging spear, as they call it, I think they call it. Kind of come in here and hog all that material off, make your spear, not a problem. Let's do a little bit more tip testing here. So this is that 2x8 again. We're going to come in and we're going to stab it. Checking that tip. Looking good. You guys see there? Tip looks good. Stabbing into that material right there. You had to come in and make a bow drill fire divot, if you will. Put some more pressure on that tip. Kind of turn it. This isn't the right wood for making a bow drill fire, you know, but it's just a nice flat piece that I had. And I wanted to show kind of doing, you know, digging out the hole, making it, getting it started anyway. Showing off, putting some pressure on that edge, if you will. There you go. See, got it started. Obviously, you could sit there. We're not going to sit here for 10 minutes making a real nice bow drill fire hole, but you know, we could if we wanted to. But I think after a while, you get bored. But can you make a bow drill fire? Yeah, you probably could. What else are we going to do here? You know what? Let's give it one more old batoning just to make sure, and I'm pretty sure it's going to hold up fine. Bam. Split it right in half, not a problem. Looking good, looking straight. So for a little bit of a thinner profile stock blade, it's holding up to some of this batoning just fine. Again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you baton with this knife because it's not what it's designed for, but I did want to see, you know, how it's going to hold up to some harder use, if you will. And so far it's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do it one more time, but we're going to do it with a piece of seasoned almond wood. This stuff is pretty damn hard. It's been sitting out for a while. It's definitely harder to split than, you know, that 2x8 and that other stuff. So we're going to going through a knot right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Bam. Perfectly fine. You know, like I said, hammer through some smaller stuff, definitely can pull it off. See there, everything's looking good. Got some scuff marks on there, but we can take that off with some wax and stuff like that. But edge is still pretty good. Yeah, I'm digging it, man. So for, you know, you go out camping a lot, hiking or something like that, you know, and you got to have like a food prep knife. I would definitely say that the K-Knife Scullery could be a good option for that. You know, you could have your larger knife or your hatchet for some bigger, heavier duty work. And, you know, you could keep this one on your hip for your light duty work, like your stuff around the camp, cutting up tomatoes, cutting up your ribeye steaks. You know, maybe you just got that trophy elk and you need to skin it out. I mean, this has got that nice belly to it. It's got a nice tip to it. You can probably get in there and do some skinning, things like that. So it's going to be a good all-around kind of EDC camp. I mean, I would even throw this into a self-preservation roll as well, because that nice kind of thing for, you know, those big sweeping kind of cuts, if you will, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's just, and it's not a very, what I like about it too is it's not like an overly tactical or intimidating looking knife, but I mean, really though, You know, this thing could probably put in some really good work if you had to, you know, use it for that type of stuff. I'm not advocating that, but I'm just saying, do what you will with what you got. But I really like this knife. I really like the look of it. Cutting up meat and stuff like that in the kitchen, it was fantastic. I'll try to roll that reel in as well, again, just so you guys can see it. Maybe I won't. I don't know, because I filmed this way and not this way. It'll throw the whole video off. Anyway, go check out my short that I did where I'm cutting up some meat with this. But man, overall, this K-Knight series Scullery from Condor Tool and Knife, it's a pretty nice knife, guys. I think it's going to be a real good one to put into your collection. Again, if you like camping, hiking, things like that, it's got a really nice light weight to it. You can do some quick work with it, you know, as far as camp chores and food prep. I think it's definitely worth looking into if that's the type of stuff you do a lot of. And with this stainless, you know, if you're a fisherman or, you know, like I said, you're working around a lot of wet stuff, the stainless steel is going to hold up really well against corrosion. You know, it's going to be very corrosion resistant, which is a good thing, you know. So, you know, if you do a lot of fishing, hiking, camp cooking, stuff like that, this definitely might be something to look into. Big shout out to Jason Breeden for sending this to me to check out. Man, I dig it. It's super cool. I just got to get the sheath for it now, or get a sheath made, but either way, it's fine. But yeah, I like it. Guys, definitely check out the link below. I'm going to have a link to the Condor Scullery below, as well as Condor's website. And go check them out, man. It's something to look into. And stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing that K-Knight hatchet here pretty soon as well. So we got some more cool blades coming up from Condor. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you next time.